Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Friday. Yeah, we made it through another week here. It's the last day of July for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson Vronic, ready to start your day the right way with all the news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. Of course, yesterday was a day that Nebraska and the 5 other teams were before the Big Ten Media in Chicago for the final day of Big Ten Media Days. So we'll find out what Husker head coach Matt Rule had to say at the Big Ten Media Days yesterday. Also going to be talking some Nebraska volleyball this morning. Nebraska's Andy Jackson, Harper Murray, Bergen Riley were named to the preseason All-Big Ten team after a vote by the league's 18 head coaches. The preseason poll was also announced yesterday. Bad news for Nebraska running back or former Nebraska running back Almon Green. He has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. We'll talk about that coming up. The Fremont Moo scored 11 runs in the 5th inning last night to beat the Hastings Sodbusters 15-6 out of Duncan Field. Sodbusters with just 2 games left in the summer of 2026. Legion Baseball continues this weekend. The Class B and Class C seniors state tournaments will get underway tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Class A seniors playoff game is going to be held tonight in Lincoln as Lincoln East will take on Omaha Creighton Prep. And Kearney is getting an indoor arena football team in 2027. So this is some of the things that we're going to be talking about on the show here today as we welcome in Tyson Vronic from the Western Studios. Good morning, my man.
Yes, good morning as we wake up and get going here on a Friday. Shortened the game last night with the Sodbusters. Weather was moving in. I thought I was going to have to call you and tell you that you were going to have to man the first part of the show solo because we were heading towards a pretty late evening. It was top of the 5th, and it was already approaching 3 hours on game time. But, just one bad inning, long inning, turned into a Fremont Moo victory, 11 spot. Just defense was struggling. And you can tell, let's call it what it is. The guys are tired. They've had a long season. It was a short roster to begin with, and these guys have just they've hit they've given everything in the tank, and you can tell. And it's just kind of one of those things where we're going to try to put on a good show here for the next 2 nights, and send them off to college for the year. So.
Yeah, play the Moo again tonight, and then tomorrow. How ironic that we wrap up the season with the Grand Island Fighting Cranes. Both of those games will be out at Duncan Field as the Sodbusters put a wraps on the 2026 season. A couple of notes already coming in. They found the magic card.
Oh,
the baseball card in Florida.
The golden ticket.
Yeah.
The Shohei.
And then they sold it. I think I heard last night they sold it for like $10 million. So they were looking for this card. Was it in the Topps baseball cards? The special Shohei card, and
$10 million.
Be worth $10 million. Somebody bought it for $10 million. So that was Topps in the sports scene yesterday. So
there you go.
What else is going on? Oh, some NFL notes we want to get to. Like we said, we got some comments coming up from Matt Rule, who was before Big Ten Media Days in Chicago yesterday. We'll hear a lot from Matt coming up. Plus, Jim Sliker is going to be joining us. Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. Expect to talk to him at 7:30 today. Talk about the ponies up in Columbus. Got off to a kind of a rough start last week in Columbus as they had to cancel races both Saturday and Sunday because of the heat. So they're going to try to get back at it here this week. Had some rain overnight. Well, it was only, I checked this morning, it's only 87 hundredths or something.
Really? It was like downpouring. It was coming out in sheets. just buckets. Like it was a lot in I guess a very little amount of time. So, but yeah, like the streets, they had a little current last night over here on the West Side Studios. It was good storm.
Yeah, so like you said, it dumped a lot in a short amount of time. 87 is what it officially is in Hastings, but obviously there's pockets of probably heavier rain. I was watching that line of thunderstorms about 75 miles away, and you could tell that it was going to roll through Hastings. And I was just watching it. Tim had exclusive coverage on the weather on Nebraska Weather TV, so I was watching his feed and watching that come in. And it picked up steam, and then it kind of died off. And it picked up steam again and kind of died off. So we didn't have any severe weather that I'm aware of overnight in the immediate area, but a nice little shower and a much-needed little shower as the rain moved through here. Like we said, a couple of NFL notes we want to get to. San Francisco 49ers are bringing back wide receiver Deebo Samuel on a one-year deal that could be worth up to $7 million. The 49ers selected Samuel in the second round of the 2019 NFL Draft, and he was a staple in their offense until the 2025 offseason when he was traded to the Washington Commanders for a fifth-round pick. Samuel appeared in 16 games for the Commanders last season, posting 72 catches for 727 yards and 5 touchdowns. He also added 17 carries for 75 yards and another score. So the 49ers are bringing back Samuel in his first 6 seasons with the 49ers. He kind of emerged as one of the league's most versatile receivers, spending time as a wide receiver in the backfield. Samuel called his position the wide back. Very clever there because of his ability to do both. At his peak in the 2021 season, Samuel had a combined 1,770 yards rushing and receiving yards and 12 touchdowns, earning him Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro honors, leading the 49ers to an NFC Championship game appearance. For his career, Samuel has 219 carries for 1,218 yards, 21 touchdowns, 406 receptions, 5,519 yards, and 27 scores. So San Francisco a little bit beat up at wide receiver right now, and they're bringing back one of their mainstays from the past in Deebo Samuel. So probably a good move there for San Francisco offensively.
Dub City. Russ Kindig chiming in on the comment section, getting Deebo back, and he's been a fantasy football goldmine of mine. I've always kind of stashed him in sort of that wide receiver 3 role or the flex role, and he just eats up some points because of his versatility. He just still was kicking in Washington, so yeah, good to see him back in San Francisco where they know how to utilize him, and that should be beneficial for their offense, you'd have to think. He does have some injury-prone characteristics, we'll say, but if he can stay healthy, he can be pretty solid. We got a message coming in from Steve Stenner, a reminder about the Deb Bruntz Memorial Race.
Yeah,
and I know you've got the info on that. Yep.
That's coming up this weekend, a big weekend of racing Friday and Saturday out at Cam Raceway. The New Orleans Saints have signed wide receiver Chris Olave to a 4-year extension worth $132 million with $90 million in guaranteed money. Comes after a year of negotiations. The extension will put him under contract with the Saints now through the 2030 season. The deal is the biggest contract the Saints have given to a wide receiver since Michael Thomas got a then record 5-year deal worth up to $20 million a year in 2019. He entered 2025 healthy, then enjoyed his best season, finishing with 100 receptions for 1,163 yards and 9 touchdowns in 16 games. So the Saints locking up a wide receiver. Both San Francisco and the Saints locking up big keys to their offense. And what about the announcement yesterday? The announcement yesterday that Kearney is going to be hosting an arena football team in 2027. They're going to be known as the Tri-City Horsemen.
Okay.
The Horsemen, I guess, were formerly a team that was based out of Idaho. They become dormant in 2026, which means they didn't play the 2026 season. They're members of the National Arena League, which is the same league as the Omaha Beef. During their time in Idaho, the Horsemen actually won 2 American West Football Conference titles. The Horsemen will not be in the same league as the Grand Island-based Nebraska Siege, who are in the Arena League. But now we're going to have a indoor Arena Football League team in Grand Island and one in Kearney.
Sure. It's entertainment. I won't actively be following any of these arena leagues. I don't actively follow any of these arena leagues, but it is good entertainment if you're looking for something to do on a weekend. They tried it once with the Diesel. That league folded.
Twice.
These leagues kind of come and go. Actually, historically.
Twice in Kearney. They had the Diesel, and then
no.
I even forgot about the Kearney Hawks.
Oh.
The Kearney Hawks were an indoor team in 2016, and in 2017, the Tri-City Diesel was the indoor team over in Kearney from 2001 to 2024. Both folded after a couple of years, and now we're going to have the Horsemen.
Yeah, why not? Give it a go.
A team that's coming in Idaho. I don't know if the nickname really matches Nebraska. The Horsemen. It's not one of the would be on the top of my.
We have horses.
I know we have horses in Nebraska, but Horsemen probably fits Idaho better than Nebraska. It would work, I guess, but there's probably better nicknames that I would go with. I can't think of any right off the top of my head. But
right.
You would. I'll take them.
I'm glad we just got one inherited because these naming contests get weird.
Yeah, like we got the Fighting Cranes. That was a naming contest.
It was.
For the baseball team over in Grand Island. So now we've got, during the summer, we've now got the Hastings Sodbusters, Fighting Cranes. We've got the Nebraska Siege for football. And now, beginning next year, we're going to have the Horsemen, the Tri-City Horsemen. So 4 specialty type of teams battling for your entertainment dollar in 2 cities all during the same time.
Are you hinting at its oversaturation, or? That's
what I'm getting to.
Oh, okay. I mean, they're all in different communities, so.
I know, but still, there's 4 different teams trying to.
But nobody travels. Like, that was what we experienced that, right? When we decided to name all these teams Tri-City because the thought was that people would come from the Tri-City. They don't.
They don't.
If it's not in your backyard, you're not going. So, thus, put it in your backyard.
You saw it a lot. You're involved with the Sodbusters. When we played the Grand Island Fighting Cranes 27 times this year. Did you see anybody from Grand Island?
We got a few parents and stuff, but it wasn't like the fan base traveled with them. And
so it's basically just a city team.
It's a home.
All right. So
well, I don't know.
Let's see how they do. We wish them the best of luck. Tri-City Horsemen is going to be your new indoor football team in Kearney.
There you go.
All right, let's get to college football. What was your take yesterday? I think Nebraska slid in, slid out with no major headlines really coming out of Matt Rule or any of the players. Probably good, flying under the radar screen. But just your take on what you've been able to hear so far.
It's been
Oh, geez,
quiet.
now Marcus
Marcus
is calling in.
He might have a take as well. We'll get him on the line here in a second. No, I just think it's been really, like you said, it's been quiet. It's nothing earth shattering. There wasn't major breaking headlines that were coming out of the Big Ten media days. Nothing, really attention worthy. And I think that's by design. I think that's purposeful. I think we're trying to stay as under the radar as possible, and maybe build something and be able to take this thing by storm. But yeah, it has gone relatively quiet. We do have a phone call. We'll welcome him on now. Marcus Metcalf back on the show with us. Good morning, Marcus.
Morning, guys. How are we?
So far, so good, Marcus. It's Friday, though. It's Friday. Woohoo! Made it through another week. What's on your mind today?
Oh, not a lot. I'd come on here and just, those guys don't have any weekend plans. I know there's not much going on. They're getting ready for fall sports. I just wanted to get this out there in the open. If any of you guys are car guys like myself, down in Red Cloud this weekend, it's the Hot Rods for Hospital car show going on. It's a buddy of mine. His wife puts on about the last 5-6 years or so. It's to help raise money to make improvements to the hospital and clinic down there. So if you guys are looking to have something to do tomorrow from 11 to 3, you got a car show going on down there at Red Cloud. So that's what's going on. So if you guys are looking for something to do, that's be something to go do tomorrow.
Hot times in the old city of Red Cloud for this weekend, huh?
Oh yeah, they're part of their streetcar days, and they call it streetcar days, and they're kind of like their city, kind of like the Juniata days they have here.
Yeah.
Like the Red Cloud days down.
Yeah.
So if you guys are looking, it grows every year. I think they said they had around I want to say around 80 or 90 cars last year, so that's the most they ever had. And so every year has been growing. So hopefully this year will probably reach 100. So that'll be a good time to see. It's down there at the City Park on the south side of town. There is road construction going down there, I guess, from about 281 and Highway 4 intersection just out there at Blue Hill.
There's road construction everywhere.
Crushed it all up, so all bunch of rocks and stuff, down there on the road. So if you want to try and avoid that, just take Showboat down to Guide Rock and then head over that way coming from the east. So maybe just to give you a heads up, a little bit longer route, but if you want to avoid getting rocks thrown at your car, that'd be probably the best route to go.
All right, Marcus, thanks for the info. Look forward to the big doings going on this weekend in Red Cloud.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right, Marcus Metcalf checking in. A car show going on tomorrow down in Red Cloud. Anyway, back to Matt Rule, entering his fourth season now with the Huskers. He is 19-19 in his 4 seasons at Nebraska. But the Huskers, consecutive winning seasons for the first time since 2013-2014. Matt says there's plenty of work to do, though.
I stood up here a few years ago and said, before we can talk about doing great things, man, we've got to earn back the respect. And these guys, they've kind of erased the narratives. Nebraska can't win a close game. They've erased that. Nebraska, there's a bowl drought. They've erased that. They went to back-to-back bowl games last year. But we know that's not enough. We didn't come to Nebraska to go 7-6. We came to compete for this. And being here today with teams who've won the national championship, it's inspiring. It speaks to this conference. It speaks to the people that run it, the coaches and the players that are in it. And we understand that we have to take a step this year. We're excited to do that. But I hope you can hear in my voice, I believe we will because of the young men in our program and what they've done.
Of course, other programs in Nebraska have had some success. Football, or not football, that's what they're trying to get to. Volleyball, basketball, baseball, you name it. We've had some success. And he was asked on what's going to take to get the football program to that championship level.
I think that success, that Fred has had, that Amy's had, that Rhonda's had, that so many of our sports have had, it's just what Nebraska's about. As I said earlier, we have the best facilities in college sports. A commitment to nutrition unlike any other, a commitment to the strength program that goes back to Coach Epley, but all the way through now. And so you're seeing the things that Troy's implemented since he's been the athletic director start to take fruit on the field. And I look at Fred with tremendous respect, inspiration. Before he went to the Sweet 16 last year, it wasn't the year he wanted, and it didn't end the way he wanted it to do. But Fred just kept coming to work, and his players kept working. And so for us, we have to be better in November. We've gotten off to good starts, but champions are made in those winning moments in the cold, on the road, late in the season. Those are championship moments, and for us, we have to excel in those. So it's me, it's our staff. I love our coaches, and it's our players. And you have to have players that want to be in those moments, that want, they want the hat on their head when it matters. And I think we have those guys. And, some people can snap their fingers and it happens overnight. We're builders. We've had to build, and we love doing it. And that's why I talk about these guys. Like, it's not me who's the builder. It's Luke. It's Justin Evans. It's Cam Lenhart. It's all these guys on our team that have weathered the storm, stayed here throughout. And we understand the expectation. That's why we came to Nebraska.
And the coach also went off on a college football topic. He's kind of in favor of that 24-team college football playoff.
But I think if we go into a 24-team playoff, then it makes total sense. To me, it's never been about what the requirement is. Is the requirement the same for everybody else? Like in the NFL, like one team doesn't play more games than the other. So like we're in conferences now, like, one maybe plays 9 conference games, one plays 8, one requires, I think we should all just make it the same. I think when things are transparent and when they're equal, the best way to settle these things is on the field. And so I look forward to the day that, all the conferences, we have great conferences. I don't think this is about this conference is better than that one. All these conferences are committed to playing football at the highest levels. And I think one of the narratives that's out there right now, it's really perpetuated by coaches, is that college football is broken. Like college football is as great as it's ever been. And maybe there's things that some of us don't like, but like I think viewership last year was like near an all-time high or an all-time high. Teams that have never been in the mix for national championships now in this new model are in the mix. Like there's more access than ever. Like football is as great as it's ever been. And, we just have to make it better. And so I would be happy to play anybody just as long as the other teams that are competing for the same trophy are doing the same thing.
Again, listening to some comments from Matt Rule at Big Ten Media Days in Chicago yesterday. He was also asked about the quarterback's room. And Matt says he's fairly comfortable with Danny Kaelin, TJ Lateef, and our new pickup, and Anthony Calandria, the kid we got in from UNLV.
I think our quarterback room is, I don't know how many teams in the country can say they have 3 guys in their quarterback room who started a FBS game last year. Danny Kaelin was a kid that I got to Nebraska. I immediately offered. He came in, transferred to Virginia. I think he had played in, 1 or 2 starts last year, played really well, comes back home. Like Danny's a true Husker and he wants to be at Nebraska. TJ Lateef is an unbelievable quarterback. Came in as a true freshman, went on the road, beat UCLA.
Have you heard of fibermaxing?
Oh, thanks to Metamucil, I have been fibermaxing for years.
Of course you have.
Start
Nice.
your route to savings and service. Switch your car insurance to State Farm.
Went out to Iowa, pulled his hamstring, couldn't even run, and was out there just playing, giving everything he has. And I see him now. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's going to be a force. And then Anthony, we late in the process in recruiting, things happen in the portal. And you asked me a question about surprises. Nothing surprises me. I wake up every day and I say, what's going to happen today? Like, just embrace it. But, we lost a quarterback we thought we were going to get. We said, who's available? There were 3 great quarterbacks out there. We said, hey, let's bring them all in on the same day, man. We got to move. And I learned from a great coach, Steve Adagio, a guy that I love and respect. And he was at Florida, and he always said, talked about Tebow, like, I don't care about, anything else about a quarterback other than if they have it. And like, you can't tell people what it is, but you can feel it. And I said, guys, we'll know within the first 5 minutes of meeting these guys who our quarterback is. And I remember Anthony got out of the car and watching him shake everybody's hands and the way he carried himself and the way he did things. And I was like, that's our guy. And he's a great yin to my yang. I'm old school, be tough, incrementalist, get better day by day. And he's got some swagger and some juice that is great to offset me. And I think I can't wait to watch him play. But I think any of those three guys could start at quarterback for us and can win for us. And so I'm really excited about that room.
All right, Matt Rule, I've got some more comments coming up for you. We'll get to that in the second half of the show here today. But, again, not a lot of headlines coming out of Nebraska's appearance at Big Ten Media Days in Chicago. Probably the biggest one, and it's been all over social media, is the comment that he didn't come here to be 7-6, that he came here to compete for the national championship, as the national championship trophy was right alongside the podium yesterday. So
good. I mean, I again, we're at the point, right, where the coach speak is just exhausting.
We've heard this before. Yeah,
we've heard it before. I mean, it's the same old song and dance. Second verse, same as the first. Until results start happening, it's just noise. And unfortunately, that's what Matt Rule has become to me. Is a lot of pump up, excitement, try to get you fired up, but until results start happening, and the way last season petered out, and you talk about, well, we've changed the culture. What have we? I don't feel as a fan that the culture has dramatically shifted that much. So got to start winning ball games, and might not be this year.
We will get to more of Matt Rule coming up in the second half of the show. You're waking up with Mike and Tyson this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Friday. Let's get to our news break. What's going on in news today?
Yeah, second nonpartisan candidate for the congressional seat in Nebraska's 3rd District submitted signatures yesterday, seeking to qualify as an independent candidate. Mark Cohen of Lemoyne submitted about 3,680 signatures in his bid for the seat currently held by 10-term incumbent Adrian Smith. The announcement from Cohen gives the 3rd District voters 5 candidates for the congressional seat. Incumbent Adrian Smith, who is seeking his 11th term, Macy Budke of North Platte, a registered nonpartisan write-in, Mark Cohen of Lemoyne, the registered nonpartisan who petitioned to appear on the ballot, Democrat Becky Kelly Stilley of South Sioux City, and David Elsey of Overton, the nominee from the Legal Marijuana Now Party. Meanwhile, Hall County officials say revenue from the Grand Island Casino and Resort continues to help ease the local property tax burden, but issues still remain. The casino generated more than $1.36 million for the county in 2025, and commissioners say those dollars are used directly to reduce the amount collected through property taxes. But Board Chair Ron Peterson said state budget pressures and Governor Jim Pillen's push for lower property taxes is still making it difficult to balance county budgets while maintaining essential services. 2 minutes until 7:30. 7:28. Let's over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, sports today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. Get back into the game with Bamboo Mind and Body Spa. Nebraska's Andy Jackson, Harper Murray, and Bergen Riley were named to the preseason All-Big Ten team after a vote by the league's 18 head coaches. The senior trio were 3 of just 4 unanimous selections to the preseason All-Big Ten team, joining Penn State's Kennedy Martin. The coaches picked Nebraska as the unanimous favorite to win the Big Ten Conference Championship this year. Huskers won their 6th Big Ten title in 2025 with an unbeaten 20-0 record in conference play. Nebraska finished the season 33-1 and reached the NCAA Regional Final. Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, and Minnesota rounded out the top 5 preseason poll. Former Nebraska running back Ahman Green has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Green rushed for 3,880 yards and 45 touchdowns for the Huskers from 1995 to 1997. Played 12 seasons in the NFL with Seattle, Green Bay, and Houston. The Fremont Moose scored 11 runs in the 5th inning to beat the Hastings Sodbusters 15-6 last night out of Duncan Field. Marcus Miller was the losing pitcher. He went 4 1/3 innings and gave up 7 runs and 6 hits. He struck out 4 and walked 4. Magnus Kapika had 2 hits and an RBI for the Sodbusters. Hastings is now 17-28 in the season. Same 2 teams will play tonight at 7 at Duncan Field. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:30 on Extreme Sports.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. Daytime highs approaching 83 today. Under partly cloudy skies, winds out of the north, 20 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, lows around 61. Bright sunshine tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 84. Upper 80s Sunday and Monday. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Frombley.
Right now we've got southeast winds at about 4. It is cloudy. It is 74 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydromassage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, see the professionals at North Shore Real Estate of Hastings. Real estate is one of the largest and most exciting investments you can make, and the folks at North Shore Real Estate are here to make sure the process is a fun and rewarding one. They serve Hastings, Harvard, Blue Hill, Kennesaw, and several other communities within a 35-mile radius of Hastings. They'll give you the guidance and support you need throughout the entire buying or selling experience. Give them a call at 402-461-6930 or stop in at 100 North Shore Drive in Hastings. North Shore Real Estate. Excellent agents, outstanding results.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Mike Will, Tyson Vronick with you. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Friday. Get a big weekend of racing coming up this weekend at Cam Raceway in Hastings, probably the biggest racing weekend of the year. It's the Deb Bruntz Memorial Race featuring the Now 600 National Series. Drivers from all over the nation will battle wheel to wheel in 2 nights of incredible racing action. Hot laps begin each night at 7. Green flag will drop at 8. Bring the family, grab your seat, and experience the speed, the excitement, and the adrenaline you can only find at Cam Raceway in Hastings. So don't miss the Deb Bruntz Memorial Race tonight and tomorrow night in Hastings. It's all at Cam Raceway just east of Hastings out on J Street. Again, if you can't make it to both nights, you can always join our live stream here at Extreme Sports. Just go to our website at x-streamsports.com, and we'll get you the live stream of the races tonight or tomorrow night. It's the Deb Bruntz Memorial Championship weekend, and we'll have the action on Extreme Sports, so you can catch it in person out at the Cam Raceway. 7:35, and it's
they're moving into the gate.
In the Kentucky Derby, and Barbaro is running away. It's Edgar Prado aboard, and Barbaro is going to win this Derby by 6 lengths. Blue Best had second. From far back, Steppenwolf came on to be third.
all right. On Fridays, we always like to talk ponies and to get you ready for another racing weekend. Locally, the ponies are in Columbus at the Harrah's racetrack up there as we bring in Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. Good morning, Jimmy. How are you?
Morning, guys. Oh, it's a fantastic weekend. Love all the rain that we've had. I don't think that's going to affect our racing, but has dropped the temperatures a bit. And this weekend's got a fantastic card. If you're planning on coming to the races, I know you're pushing Cam Raceway. If you want to go to the horses, tonight is probably the night for one of the best cards that'll be running at Harrah's. There's a fantastic stakes race tonight, and first post time's 5 p.m.
Jim, you mentioned that in the comment section here already this morning with the Amadeville Stakes, the 6th race here on the Friday card. Let's just dive into the feature, the Amadeville Stakes. General Shipman taking on a who's who of Nebraska thoroughbreds here in the 6th.
It is. It's a really exciting race. We see General Shipman, who's probably the standout of the group, but we sure can't knock Shiplog. Shiplog's been running tough. If he could run that race back that he ran against Zestriel a couple races back, he'll be right there in the mix too. But we also see like Fire Spit and Kitten. It's going to round out to be a really good race. And we had some rain come through. The track, by the time we get to 5 p.m., the crews will be on it. We should be probably to a fast track. It might be a dull fast track, meaning it'll be a little deeper. There'll be some moisture in the track. I was kind of looking forward to seeing a really fast track for these guys, but it could favor some coming from off the pace. So that could be an upset there for General Shipman because he likes being out towards the lead.
Yeah, that's your best bet on today's racing card. And your long shot of the day is in race number 4. It's going to be the number 6 horse, Big Country Boy, today.
It is. Big Country Boy, if you look at his past performances, there's some races in there that don't look really good if you just look at the numbers quick. But those races were running at Oaklawn and Remington Park, and so therefore, if we throw out the Remington and Oaklawn Park races that horse has run, he's run pretty respectable. And I think that throwing those out, we're at Columbus here. It's a nice field, but it's nothing that they see at Oaklawn. So I think Big Country Boy kind of looks to be a standout there. So I'm looking to parlay that into some money.
Again, Jim Schleicher from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us each and every Friday morning here on the show to talk about races coming up on the weekend and some of the news and notes in terms of the horse racing industry. On the news and notes side of things, I want to spend a few minutes just talking about horses and heat. Last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, races were called off over at Harrah's in Columbus, and excessive heat was the main culprit. How has the owners, the trainers, the horsemen, the horse racing community kind of been dealing with this stretch of excessive heat that we've had?
Well, it is tough on the horses, and we get that heat, and it's not only the heat, but we get the humidity, we get the heat factor in there. I mean, we're pushing 115. That's not a good scenario to put those horses out underneath. And it's not just about the horses. It's about the people who work with these horses, too. We've got pony people that are out there on their horses all day in the heat at that point. We've got the starting gate crew and stuff. Yes, we like to think it's about the equine athlete. It is, but there's a lot of other factors that go into this. I believe that Harris made the correct decision. They weren't the only track to be canceling due to heat. We've seen it across the Midwest this week and even up into the East Coast that they've had to take these decisions, and they don't take it lightly at all. So it's, like I said, I think the right decision to be made.
So racing action going on in Columbus this weekend. We talked about the Friday card. They're going to go back to the post again on Saturday at 5 o'clock. What jumps out on the Saturday card, Jimmy?
Well, Saturday has a good competitive field. There's 7 races. There's only been 6 scheduled, but because of the cancellation of last weekend for Friday and Saturday, they've added an extra race on each day, and those races have filled really well. And there's, like I said, they are some very competitive races. A race that I really like is the very last race. It's an allowance race for Nebraska breds, and I think that's a pretty tough field, but I do think one horse stands out there, and that is PR Rocket Man for Jesse Compton. This horse has run really consistent. I think the cutback on him going to 5 furlongs from 6, he's had a little bit of a stamina power trying to carry it, but I think he can do that today going 5 furlongs, or tomorrow going 5 furlongs on the dirt.
You have your best bet of the day, just edging PR More Whiskey, who is you have second in that 7th race. Jim, your long shot play, it comes earlier in the card in the second in the 6 horse in Katie's Factor.
It is, and that horse starts out at 5-1. I'm not sure that it warrants that high of odds. He's won his last 2 races. Granted, it's been against a little bit weaker competition. But his running style, or her running style, I think will bring her forward in this race. She'll be in a stocking roll sitting right behind the leaders, and I do think that she can run them down just like she has in her last 2 races.
All right, so those are the best bets and the long shots for Columbus for both today and tomorrow. Anything else happening in the horse racing scene right now, Jimmy?
Well, something that's kind of exciting is we've got a Nebraska bred, another PR horse, PR Stitch, that we've seen run at Bonner Park, and we also seen it at Lincoln and Omaha. Went over to Iowa and won a $70,000 stakes race over there. So running against open competition, blew the field away by like 5 or 6 lengths. That horse, it's a 3-year-old for the barn. It's kind of jumps around. Marvin Johnson has had the horse, but he shipped it over to Kevin Eichelberry for that race over in Iowa. But really exciting to see a Nebraska bred dominate a field over there for 3-year-olds. And so we could be seeing more of that horse around the Midwest and not just locally.
All right, so that's what's going on horse racing-wise. Again, they're racing Friday and Saturday at Columbus this weekend with some good races on the card here for Friday. So, again, what's post time today? Is it 5 o'clock?
Post time on Fridays and Saturdays is 5 p.m., so it's a nice way to get out after work tonight, come down to the track. There'll be plenty of food and beverage being served out there. Great races on tap. Free admission as always. A lot of seating out there, tables and stuff. Yeah, very family friendly. You can bring the kids. Now they're not welcome in the casino due to the laws, but a good way to get them out and get them close up to some horses and see some really good racing action.
So do we stay at Columbus for a couple of more weeks and then we move on, or what's the schedule up there?
We've got 4 more weeks of racing, counting this week up there, and then we'll see 1 weekend up at South Sioux City later on, and then the Nebraska season has wrapped up, and we'll have to start focusing more on the Breeders' Cup and the win and you're in races. There is one of them this week. It's the Clement Hirsch at Del Mar, and for a win and you're in for the distaff. That's a very tough field, and in that, I like the horse from Baffert's barn, Seismic Beauty. It was run poor last time out, but I think it'll bounce back, and that'll be a fun race to watch, and looking forward to seeing what happens there.
Okay, Jimmy, as usual, it's a pleasure to talk to you each and every Friday, and we look forward to another chat again next Friday, all right?
Well, sounds good. Let's talk about all the winners we had next week.
We'll do that. Jim Schleicher, from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network, joining us each and every Friday here on Extreme Sports. General Shipman, that horse has been around, and this year he's had a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
It started at fodder, and boy, it just keeps on clicking away. But anyway, he's on the card again today, but the Columbus racetrack for ponies.
Good card on hand. He had me at beverage, so food and beverage available. He had me at beverage.
All right. 7:45, waking up with Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. We told you we got some more comments from Matt Rule from Big Ten Media Days in Chicago yesterday. Had some comments in the first half hour of the show. Anyway, getting back to Nebraska football, the Huskers are 2-10. 2-10 in games in the month of November as Matt Rule's head coach, and he was asked about that yesterday.
I think sometimes, like, we always think like, hey, we have to change something. Like, to me, like, you win in November by being the better football team, and so, like 2 years ago, we beat Wisconsin for the first time in 12 years in November, like, to be bowl eligible. And on that day, we were just the better football team. So to me, like, we look at everything, right? Like, the sports science guys come in, the strength coaches come in, everyone now has Claude, so they all have 1,000 theories, which is great. So it's like, we're looking at all this data, like, how can we do things better? But at the end of the day, like, the game still comes down to, like, who blocks, who tackles, and, like, I believe that players win games. And I think, I think we're third in the Big Ten in terms of experience. Last year, we were one of the youngest teams in the Big Ten. Pat Stewart, our GM, Keith Williams, our director of personnel, they've done an amazing job of retaining our players. Our guys, they could have gone other places, but they wanted to stay. And we brought a bunch of guys in. And so, we'll win in November with our guys up front. We'll win with a great offensive line. We'll win with quarterbacks who make plays, receivers who go take that ball. Like, we'll win with Ja'Cory Barney returning a punt for a touchdown. And so I don't think it's necessarily something different. It's just doing what we do better than we did it before. And I go back to Luke and Justin. They're great examples. Like, they were out there as 19-year-old kids starting for me. Well, now they're 22-year-old men. And they have to go exert their will. And we will do everything we can to help them along the way.
So the coach then made his way around the Big Ten Media Days in Chicago, answering questions. And obviously he was asked about Anthony Calandria. And the coach says he was impressed by his touchdown to interception ratio, which drastically reduced as he moved on through his career, and especially at UNLV.
I think that's true for any young quarterback, right? You go back to watch Peyton Manning in his first 2 years, right? Like football to me, and quarterback is a game where you get better with experience by playing, right? Like, you can't go out and play pickup football, but you can play pickup basketball. So, I think a young player has to play through those things, right? They have to learn from their mistakes or learn from decisions. I think the thing that Dan did so well last year that we're trying to do is let Anthony be Anthony. Like, what makes him special is his ability to make plays, right? And when you have a quarterback who can make plays with his feet and his arm, like, the O-line settles down a little more because if a guy beats you inside, he's just going to go around the edge. The defense has to play much more conservatively. And I want him to be himself. Now, that being said, I want him to trust his training, right? Like, I don't say don't throw interceptions. I say, hey, throw the ball on time, right? I don't say don't do this. I say just trust your read, trust your training, believe in the system, not just yourself. And he's done a great job so far.
He was also asked about the Husker defense for the upcoming season with a new defensive coordinator.
Our first 2 years, we were top 15 in the country and everything. We took a little step back last year, but we lost some really good players. And we went to San Diego State and hired Rob Orridge. And as I've grown as a head coach, like, it's not the interview to me. It's not your PowerPoint. It's show me your tape. Like, and so I kept watching San Diego State's defense and the way they flew around and the way they could blitz, they could play cover three, they could play man. It didn't matter. Like, they all played the same way. And so since Rob has come in, I can feel his presence. The players listen to him. He coaches at a high level. He brought in great assistant coaches to match the coaches we had. And I think we'll get back to being the level of defense we were our first 2 years.
There he is, Matt Rule. Let's all sit back, take a big old gulp here. Big Ten Media Days is in the books. Take one more gulp that Roulade for the 2026 season.
It didn't move my meter.
It didn't.
It didn't. I mean, and really the whole, like, even the players yesterday, nothing really grabbed and was like, oh, this is going to be different. You know, it feels very similar to years past. And like I said, you know, we haven't developed the culture of winning. We talk about all the strides we made. We are predicted to finish 11th in the Big Ten. It doesn't get much lower as a standard. It doesn't get much lower as a culture than 11th in the Big Ten when you were once thought of as a powerhouse in blue blood and big name in college football. We're not. We're mediocre.
All right. Interesting stat. We do return 69% of our offensive production for the upcoming season, which is third in the FBS. We've got more offensive production returning for the 2026 season, more than anybody but two other teams in the nation.
What offensive production did we have last year?
Well, obviously, 69% of it was pretty good. It's back. All right.
Anyways.
So that's...
I want to be. I would love for me to be like...
You're all fired up?
Fired up and getting everybody hyped up for football season, and it's just not there. We're going to have to prove it on the field.
So you're going to be a Debbie Downer until football season starts and we actually pick up a win. We got to go through another 4 weeks of you being in Debbie Downer mode.
I don't think it's just me. I don't think I'm the only one here.
I'm starting to get fired up, like I do each and every year.
Oh, what was
I'm that typical person you talked about last week. Where,
sure.
All right, we made her through summer. Here's Big Ten Media Days. We're going to listen to Matt talk about all the things that are so great. And then I'm going to take a gulp of Roulade.
So where are you sipping right now? Where are you sipping with Matt Rule?
I'm still sipping at my prediction of 6-6. But by next month, like you talked last week, I'm going to say, well, even yesterday I said, well, maybe we could beat Illinois. That would make us 7-5. I'm your typical Husker fan until we start losing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is usually at the end of October. I mentioned his record, and you've mentioned a couple of times.
He
his
sucks
record
in November.
in November sucks.
Yeah.
We're 2 and what did I say? 2 and 10 in the month of November. With him as the head coach here.
And what do you say? The teams that do well in November are winning football teams. We're not a winning football team.
We can't win in November. We can't win in November. And look at our November schedule this year.
That's brutal.
At Illinois on a Friday night. At Rutgers. Home against Ohio State. And at Iowa. So our November schedule, 3 of our 4 games that we play are on the road.
Mm-hmm.
One is on a Friday night on the road, and one is the Black Friday game at Iowa.
And the only
home game is Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean that's just brutal. The only what people would normally put as a Sharpie victory for Nebraska with that matchup against Rutgers, well, you're throwing an added equation in there because we're going all the way out to New Jersey for a damn road game, and then you'll go home and you get your match up against Ohio State, and
we could be 1-3 in November again this year.
Could be 0-4.
Could be 0-4. If we lose at Rutgers, then my 6-6 is not going to look very good.
No, that's not going to hold up.
Because I have us winning our first 5 games of the year.
Yeah.
So, anyway, those are the comments we had from Big Ten Media Days in Chicago. We'll try to get to some more of the coaches. Obviously, there's a lot that transpired over 3 days of Big Ten Media Days, and we'll try to bring in some more head coaches as we move on throughout the week.
Didn't Kurt Cignetti? He made the headlines yesterday when he said the SEC was basically a bunch of crybabies.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Got them all fired up.
That
all the ESPN writers, because ESPN is SEC country, right?
Yeah.
like that's their network, and they heard that the SEC was full of crybabies, and they went after him.
Obviously, that's a way to grab headlines if you want to grab headlines.
Kirk said that he knows how to do it.
Yeah, if you want to grab headlines, just get out in front of all the national football writers and say that the SEC is a bunch of crybabies. Chances are you'll be on the front page of every sports page in America.
He's keeping Indiana there, though.
Yep.
You know, that's what he does really well with. Indiana stays relevant because he makes comments like that. And if they stay relevant and they're towards the top of the news cycle, what are them high school kids going to see but Indiana University? And yeah.
All right. 7:55, waking up with Mike and Tyson. It's a Friday morning edition of Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Got a quick news update. What's going on?
Well, Hall County officials say that revenue from the Grand Island Casino Resort continues to help ease the local property tax burden, but there is still some concerns. The casino generating more than $1.3 million to the county last year, and commissioners say those dollars are used directly to reduce the amount collected through property taxes. The board chair, Ron Peterson, says state budget pressures and Governor Jim Pillen's push for lower property taxes are making it more difficult to balance county budgets while maintaining essential services. Meanwhile, in election news, a second nonpartisan candidate for the congressional seat in Nebraska's 3rd District submitted signatures yesterday to qualify as an independent candidate. Mark Cohen of Lemoyne submitted around 3,600 signatures in his bid for the seat currently held by 10-term incumbent Adrian Smith. The announcement from Cohen gives the 3rd District voters 5 candidates for the congressional seat. As mentioned, incumbent Adrian Smith, who is seeking his 11th term in office, Macy Budke of North Platte, a registered nonpartisan write-in, Mark Cohen of Lemoyne, a registered nonpartisan who petitioned to appear on the ballot, Democrat Becky Kelly Stilley of South Sioux City, and David Elsey of Overton, the nominee for the Legal Marijuana Now Party. 7:57, we'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, sports today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. Get back into the game with Bamboo Mind and Body Spa. Class B and Class C Seniors American Legion baseball tournaments get underway tomorrow. In Class B at Springfield, Alliance will play Mount Michael at 10, followed by Crete against McCook, Lincoln Christian against Wayne, and Seward against Springfield. In Central City, Auburn will play Omaha Roncalli at 10, followed by Norris against Holdridge, West Point against York, and Plattsmouth against Central City. In the Class C state tournament in Pender, Palmer Walbach Greeley will play Malcolm at 10, followed by Creighton Bloomfield Wausau against Centura, Hartington against Ord, and Pender against Lincoln Lutheran. Class A seniors playoff game going to be held tonight at Den Hartog Field in Lincoln, as Lincoln East will battle Omaha Creighton Prep. The winner will advance to the Legion World Series in Shelby, North Carolina. And the Viero Center in Kearney will be the home to an arena football team in 2027, as the Tri-City Horsemen will be competing in central Nebraska. The Horsemen were formerly in Idaho before going dormant in the 2026 season. They are members of the National Arena League, which is the same league as the Omaha Beef. To check your sports headlines at 7:58 on Extreme Sports.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. A mix of clouds and sun today, with daytime highs approaching 83. Winds out of the north, 20 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, 61. 84 tomorrow, ample sunshine expected. Upper 80s Sunday, turning warmer on Monday with highs in the low 90s. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley.
Southeast winds this morning at 4 miles per hour. It's cloudy. It's 74 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high speed, dirt slinging, adrenaline pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
Yeah, don't forget 2 nights of racing this week out at Cam Raceway. The Deb Brunts Memorial Race featuring the now 600 National Series. Hot laps at 7 tonight. Racing action gets underway at 8. And again, if you can't make it to both nights of racing action, we'll have the live stream up on our website at x-streamsports.com. Just go to the top of the page, click on racing, follow the instructions there, and you'll get the live feed directly from the track tonight and tomorrow night out at Cam Raceway. Remember this National 600 National Series, the last time they were in town, I think it was at the end of May sometime. NASCAR driver Kyle Larson had his 2 kids in attendance. They were racing in this now 600 National Series. I've been efforting the past couple of days to see if that's going to be true this weekend. I have not got a definite yes or no on whether or not they're going to be here, but this is an off week for NASCAR racing. So Kyle's not running anywhere, but I'm not sure if the kids are going to be in attendance tonight. You'll just have to come on out and see. But, yeah, they have his son and his daughter. His daughter, very, very good. She's young. She's like 8, and she's just cleaning up all over the United States everywhere that she runs. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll be in attendance tonight, but I'm not sure about that.
Right on.
Anything else happening? We need to.
The Tarek Skubal watch has been wild. It is the top story. The Detroit elite pitcher, multiple Cy Young Award winner. There's a lot of teams in for him, and offers are coming in fast and furious. It'll be only a matter of time, I think, before we get news to drop on what team he's going to play for. Obviously, the Dodgers come as a front runner because they've got the cash and they've got the championship trophies, and they don't have a cap yet. The Yankees are in contention. Milwaukee Brewers, Atlanta, Philly, Tampa Bay, Chicago Cubs have also emerged this morning as a possible contender for Tarek Skubal. So that's the big domino. And once Tarek Skubal goes, then the rest of the teams begin the arms race because depending on what division he goes in, you're going to be competitive. And so you're going to have to also bolster up your squad. So that's the big one we're waiting on. Whether it falls today, whether it falls over the weekend, the deadline is 5 p.m. on Monday. So there should be still some plenty of activity to happen here within the next 24, 48 hours.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of baseball talk this weekend on all the sports shows. So, a lot of Major League Baseball players will be moving teams this weekend as the trade deadline is coming up on Monday. So that'll put the wraps on things for a Friday. If you'd like to listen to the show again, we had comments from Husker head coach Matt Rule from Big Ten Media Days in Chicago, and both segments in the first and the second half of the show today. So you can go back and listen to Matt. We had Jim Sliker on from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network talking about the ponies this weekend in Columbus. You can listen to his insights on the racing action in Columbus and all the other news and notes that we had from the wide world of sports here today for Huddle Up. Again, you can go to our social media site and download the podcast, listen to the show again at your convenience throughout the day today or throughout the weekend. Make plans to be here again Monday morning at 7 for Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great weekend.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.